Hey, yo.
Back hero.
Yo, check it. This my special attack, 100 swords, 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. Who got next? Place your change on the cabinet. Air Combo University graduates juggle my enemies before tagging in the Masters hero. Pros in action, toe tagging champions getting active. The message will always get near you. Return to the dream team, Spider-Man and Strider hear you. When the mask is on, I can't promise Cyclops to keep his glasses on. The handshake was potent. The inner glow shown as a mega optic blast, trailing behind the Shinku Hadouken. How you gon' dodge both of them? Blast you down to the last atom. Best regards from the proton cannon you couldn't fathom. If you were raised on gaming and put a controller up, I'm old enough to study the meta before I bless you. We understood space in the dash clean. Now we need the Justin Wong poster right next to the pro athletes. Final justice like a primary lotus from out the sky. Stars and stripes reminding you racism is still alive. Bring a plasma sword to a gunfight. Hayato, bring a hurricane kick. Tatsumaki Sentakyu. One time for all my otakus who played the console till their eyes closing. Probably forgot to study for their finals. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash.
Are you recording?
I am now.
Oh, hey, yo. Podcast. Yeah. Oh, that's actually kind of fire. Wait a minute now. This is actually fire.
Amen. Yeah, amen. Yeah.
Boom.
Welcome to the SwordCast.
That was a fantastic intro. Welcome to the SwordCast, man. Episode 154. Last week, we talked about some stuff. Did some little video game talk. We got some film talk this time around. But let's get into it, man. What are you into currently, my friend? I believe this is episode like 154.
54.
Like that.
100 and Jason Maxiel.
Oh, 100 and never mind. That guy I think is racist.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. No.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Phil Jackson. Surprised. Turned out to be a piece of old white man.
Wait, what did Phil Jackson do?
Yeah, on some old, I didn't watch In the Bubble because they had too many politics involved in it kind of bullshit. Like, all right, bro. You say so. You know what I'm saying?
They had too much outspoken blackness in it. Yeah. So I didn't watch it.
Keep the politics out of my sports.
Keep the equality out of my life.
Shut up and dribble.
Oh man. Keep justice and freedom out of my life.
Yep. So
keep niggers out of sports.
But only to dribble and shoot.
Basically.
Don't let them talk. So what have I been into? I've been playing the new Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores DLC. The DLC just came out.
So you beat it again so you could get to the DLC.
It was fucking cool. Hey man, well, that might be a bit of a spoiler, so I won't go into it, but it was good. It was good. Man, that game the graphics on that game are incredible. I was just thinking about, like, I don't have time to look it up right now, but I was thinking about, like, I was kind of complaining a little bit about how I've been a little bit disappointed with some of the, like, next gen games or current gen, like PS5 era games, and how they haven't really looked like next gen games yet. Not Horizon Forbidden West. That game looks fucking incredible, bro. It looks so good. And my Aloy is so overpowered, bro. Holy shit. She is a fucking, like, bro, put anybody in front of her. Like, she is a one woman wrecking crew, dog. So in the game, in the DLC, you get like a I mean, I have to go a long way to give you the full context, so I won't. Basically, she somehow gets a hold of a future weapon from like the year 3000. I know that sounds incredible. It sounds ridiculous, but I mean, she's fucking fighting robot dinosaurs, so just go with it. And it has the ability to like lock on, and if you shoot the target that you mark, so it's almost like you pop smoke and you like mark a target, and then you like line up a laser to shoot it, but the laser comes out of your own, like your gun, and it just does massive amounts of damage. I learned I kind of got stuck in my ways, and I had been using like one specific power up where like she, rushes in and she like fucking presses a button and it makes like a big like energy explosion around her, like an area of area of impact or area of effect attack. Yeah. And I've been playing the whole game like that because I found something that worked and I was going with it. But I like learned that I have been missing out on like, on the way that I play, because I do a lot of distance stuff. Like I'll freeze the robot, and then if you freeze it, it does like double damage if you shoot it with like a piercing attack. And my favorite weapon is my sharp shot bow, which is basically like the sniper rifle equivalent of a bow. And I hadn't realized that I hadn't been using it right, because if you use the power shots ability, you get double damage on your long range shots, or any I think any long range shot or any arrow shot. So I learned that I could get quadruple damage if I freeze somebody and then shoot them with the power shot. So I'm like, bro, I'm like literally one-shotting fucking Mecha Godzilla, bro. Like, I'm dropping in on that nigga right in front of his face, standing right in that motherfucker's grill, pulling back and blowing his ass into smithereens with one arrow, bro. She is fucking so overpowered that it's like and I love Aloy, but she's one of my favorite characters. But it's almost suspending my disbelief too much. Like, okay, girl, I know you ain't she just waved a fucking hand and just evaporated a 50-foot tall like metal dinosaur. Like, what are you, fucking Vegeta? Like, what just happened? So yeah, I've been enjoying that. It's almost like not fun anymore because I'm like too powerful. I might have to turn the difficulty up. Like I'm playing it on. I just played it on a normal. I might have to try to play it on ultra hard or something because, and that's I'm talking all this shit. As soon as I turn that bitch on, it'll suddenly be like, hey, you know what would really happen if you tried to fight a fucking giant metal dinosaur with a bow and arrow? He's gonna step on your ass and kill you immediately. That's probably what's gonna happen. So, so maybe not. Maybe I'll just stay in my power fantasy. Yeah, just hey, it's gonna blow up a bunch of giant dinosaurs, man. Fuck it.
Keep having fun, bud.
Yeah, that's what I've been into.
Oh man.
Also, just real quick, they put in the game companies get on my fucking nerves. They put in the Discord, our Discord fam put the article that said that they seemingly confirmed a Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden West sequel. And I'm saying, like, bro, did anybody play the game? Like, right. The game obviously implies that there is a sequel coming. Like, there's no way they would have made the game that open-ended.
It's not news.
If it wasn't guaranteed that they were making a sequel. It's like, they like straight up tell you what's going to happen next. So it's like, all right, like, of course we're making a fucking sequel. I just don't understand why they announce news in such a weird order. So whatever.
Oh, man. I just, people just do it for clicks,
I guess.
But yeah, man, I've been so you guys already know I've been watching the Lone Wolf and Cub movies, man. Shout out to Josh.
Yeah.
The homie Josh, man. He kind of put me on checking these movies out, and I already kind of told the story about how I saw Shogun Assassin when I was younger, and then but not watching the all the original movies has been really dope. Have loved them all. I just watched the fourth one, and this one is definitely my favorite so far in the series. So this is Baby Cart in Peril. It's the fourth one. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just so. I think I like this one the most so far because like obviously right one the action scenes are they're so good. I think this probably has some of the best action scenes up until this point. The anime violence is of course top tier, always super extra violent. But Tomoshiro Wakayama, man, Tomoshiro Wakayama, he is like a sneaky good athlete. It's kind of a bigger guy. Obviously incredibly skilled with the sword choreography and stuff, but he's also kind of moving around, flipping around a little bit in these movies, and it's very clearly not a double. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So shout out to him for that. But just the fourth one, man, I think the Baby Car and Peril movie, I think it advances the story the best out of all of the other movies that came before, just in my opinion. I think that, like, so you got Sword of Vengeance, right, which is the first one, which I love, and then Baby Cart at the River Styx is like, that's the second one. That's it seems to me from what I've seen that's kind of like the consensus favorite one for everybody. I think it's the wackiest one. It has, like, in that one, I talked about it a couple weeks ago. He's like the hunted in that one. There's like a bunch of assassins after him. It's got like, that one's the one that's got like the dope looking characters, like the big straw hats and the, you know what I'm saying? And he's got like all these women assassins after him. So that one has like a ton of action in it. And that's a lot of people's favorite one. And then the third one is Baby Carts of Hades. That one is also fire. I love that one. Again, amazing action scenes. That's the one where at the end he fights an entire army by himself, and the baby cart has guns in it.
Yeah, I remember that.
But that one's fire too. But they all like they're almost like side journeys, kind of like, you know what I'm saying. It's like Sword of Vengeance, you get the story, boom, and then like Baby Cart at the River Styx and Baby Carts of Hades are kind of almost like just adventures, you know what I'm saying, of them. Now Baby Car and Peril, this is the fourth one, and now it's like a continuation of the story that they started to tell from the first movie. Right now, like he finally has an encounter with he has an encounter with the Yagyu clan, which is the clan that like ruined his life and framed him and everything and set him up for all this stuff. And then you're also finally getting like you see why they did what they did in the first movie for the first time, you know what I'm saying? So you've gone these three movies without knowing why they did what they did, and then the fourth one you finally find out why. So there's a lot of advancement of the story. You find out more about his past. And then the action scenes, man. The action scenes are nuts. And there's this movie, so there's a female assassin who fights with her boobs out.
Assassin.
And she uses her boobs to distract her opponent, and once they look at her boobs, she kills them.
Eyes are up here. Eyes are up here. Up too late. Yo, what a great use of that shit, dog.
Hey, my eyes are up here.
And then just wait for a second.
She's such a good character, man. And she's got like these really dope tattoos. And then just, our guy, man, Ito Ogami, he's a beast in this movie as well. The fight scenes are amazing. There's ninja dog. They go to pray to this Buddha statue, and he gets attacked by these ninjas that are like disguised as the Buddha statues. Insane. Cuts this dude's ankles off. Just right at the ankles. God. And all you see is the shoes. But yeah, this is my favorite one. This is one of my favorite movies ever, honestly. This one is my favorite so far. The soundtrack slap too. And like these movies they're so violent and it's like mad exploitation genre, but the cinematography is like really good, man. They're like beautifully shot movies with like this crazy wacky violence in them. But yeah, this was my favorite one, man. So shout out to this one for being my favorite in the series so far, number 4. I'm gonna probably watch the 5th one tonight, and then I only got one more after that. But Lone Wolf and Cub, man, amazing series of movies. Definitely one of my favorites. I love it. I also got into I went down. I told you, man. I've been all week. I've been going down the Lupin rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's been fun.
And Lupin is an anime that I always liked, but there's so much of it, and it can be confusing to figure out where to jump in at. Yeah. There's like 25 movies. There actually might be more. Like there's a lot of movies. Yeah. There's a bunch of movies.
It's almost not. I mean, it's almost not in the same genre as other traditional anime, right?
Yeah, like so that's another really thing that's kind of dope about it is it always has a different look.
Yeah,
Lupin is constantly like reinventing the look of it, the animation, like the movies all have different like animators and directors sometimes, so like everything it's always looking different, same characters but like different takes, you know what I'm saying? It's really dope. The music is godly, and Lupin is kind of reminds me
Absolutely.
of Cowboy Bebop, like super jazz music.
Yeah.
But some of these movies, man, I've been watching a lot of the movies. I've been watching. I started the anime like right at the part 1. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I've been watching this.
Was there ever a version that came on Adult Swim?
Yes, I don't remember which one, but that's where I remember seeing Lupin for the first time. I feel like when I was younger. You should look it up. But I love it, and I love Goemon. I think, I'm surprised I don't see more people talk about him when they're talking about like anime swordsmen, especially ones that don't have superpowers.
Yeah,
because he's definitely. I mean, this is a guy. He cuts bullets in half. You know what I'm saying? He cuts airplanes in half, cars. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like he loses an arm like in every movie.
Bruh.
How many times has he lost his arm?
So I've only seen him get, stabbed and stuff, but this is the first time so there's a movie that came out so they like have this like kind of darker take on Lupin, these like movies that came out a few years ago.
Those were, I only saw one of them. But
they are so good. I watched all 3 of them. Man, they're so good. And my favorite one is the Blood Spray of Goemon Ishikawa. That's the one where the animation is like incredible. Yeah. And basically it's just about Goemon kind of takes his job and he gets hired by this like Japanese gang or whatever. And they there's this guy, his name's Hawk. He's like this big white dude with blonde hair, and he carries these 2 axes, and he's like hilariously indestructible. Like they don't really explain like why, but like he's like immortal. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a couple times where he shakes off death and he just kind of gets up and like, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's like, dog, what? You know what I'm saying? So he has like a encounter with Goemon. Goemon he's insane. He's untouchable. And he goes to cut him with a sword, and the dude just catches the sword with 2 hands and then cuts him with an axe. And it like ruins Goemon. So like the movie is about him, dealing with his ego just getting smashed and like dealing with someone that he just couldn't beat. You know what I'm saying? So he like trains himself through the whole movie. It's really dope. And then they fight at the end, and it's just this incredible fight scene. Beautiful animation. One of my favorite anime movies, really dope. So I have been getting into Lupin. I loved Dragon of Doom. That's another old movie that I watched. That one was fire. He straight up cuts a plane in half in that movie. That movie was dope. And then it's like this is older stuff, the older ones, but it's like that really fluid animation still, like the Castle of the first Lupin, it's one of the first Lupin movies. Miyazaki made that one.
Castle of
Cagliostro or something like that. Yeah, I have seen that one. That one's good as well. Goemon's not really in it that much, but it's still good. But yeah, Dragon of Doom was dope. I watched another one that I loved. Oh, the Fuma Conspiracy. That one's really dope. That kind of centers on Goemon too. So I clearly I was seeking out the ones that focus on him first, right. But that one, the Fuma Conspiracy, is probably my favorite one out of all of them, besides the newer one, the Goemon one. But yeah, man, shout out to Lupin. It's dope. I really love it, man. So I'm gonna keep diving into the Lupin.
Guess who's on third?
Hey man,
Lupin's
Lupe's still like Lupin the third.
dog.
Come on, man. Also, I don't know if I can go back to world beating 12-year-olds, dog.
I've been trying to tell y'all. It's fine, bro. We're like 30 something now. Like it's okay. Like I'm always gonna love shonen anime.
Yeah,
but like,
I do, but I've been having a hard time. Like you know what I'm saying? Like ever since I told you, Vagabond and Berserk ruined my anime life. Like I have
or opened a new world for you,
right? Because now it's like, bro, I can't even, like, I was all the way caught up on My Hero. I read a lot of the My Hero manga. I haven't watched any of the new season. It's like Demon Slayer season 3 came out. I already finished the Demon Slayer manga, so I already know everything. But it's like I just haven't had any desire to watch the show. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know, man. The
combination of it being a little bit unrelated. It's like the unrelatability has finally sunk all the way in.
Yeah, because like, man, I like Vagabond, Berserk, like even the anime that I'm watching, you know what I'm saying? Like now I'm watching like Lupin now, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, I don't know. It's
I mean that combined with we love the formula, but it's also stale. Like it you have to. So for me, like I have accepted. I used to be like, all right, like what are we gonna do next? You know what I'm saying? I was starting to get a little sort of antsy a little bit, but then I realized like shonen is a genre, so like they're gonna do that forever.
Facts.
Right? So you just have to accept that it is what it is, and that it might not be for you what it was when you were 15.
Yeah, facts. Because even like you know, it's this is the really. I've been watching anime for my whole life. This is like the first time I've really ran into like a block where I'm just but think about it though, like shonen stuff.
The shonen stuff that we all love is stuff that we got attached to when we were young.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, Naruto, Dragon Ball,
and we've made exceptions for some of the really good ones, like the beginning of My Hero and Demon Slayer. I know you really like Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
But like it's gonna be difficult moving forward for shonen anime and it's got to be exceptional.
Yeah,
right.
And like I still haven't. I need to check out Hell's Paradise.
I've been watching it. It's good.
I read the first two or three volumes of the manga. I told you it's good, and the art style is like really good too. Yeah. So
and that nigga's an adult, so
right.
And they got a wife, so I'm like, all right, I'm with it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
So I'm gonna have to start checking out Hell's Paradise here pretty soon. But that's what I've been into, man. Quick wrestling recap. So last night on Monday Night Raw. So shout out to wrestling in general. So Jayless is my favorite thing about my son is he goes through cycles of being interested in things. I kind of do the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Like father, like son.
Yeah, and he's like kind of lapped around to being obsessed with pro wrestling. You guys already know I'm completely here for that. So we've been playing like WWE 2K23 like mad late at night, being loud. Dog, that game is so fun. We be doing like 4-way ladder matches, and like my goal for like we played last night for till like really late, and my goal has just been, dog, all I've been trying to do so you can like bridge, you can set up the ladder and bridge it between the announce table and the ring, and I put somebody on it, and I've been just trying to hit a dive off the rope on somebody, and they move every time. Like 10 out of 10, and the animation is so good when you miss, because they like really you smack it and they get up. You know what I'm saying? And I just miss every time. And then we had like this hilarious glitch where like two people were climbing the ladder and I pushed it over, and then they were stuck in the air and they were just like shaking in the air. It's hilarious. But last night on Monday Night Raw, they just announced that they're gonna do another brand split, which they haven't done in a long time. It's been years. They haven't done it in a year, so I think it's long overdue. And then they also unveiled a new belt. What are your thoughts on this new belt?
It looks like found the corpse of the big gold and just like used the hydraulic press to just stamp the fucking logo on it.
You ever seen that that meme where the guy's putting that tape over that leak?
Yeah,
that's what it looks like they did.
Yep. Also, like, it's just a funny ass way, and I'm not a Cody fan at all. I finally turned against him, and it's just funny now. Like, they really hold that nigga because now they about to probably give him a belt. So first of all, Roman
for the record, I do not want Cody to win this belt.
I don't either, but I think he probably will get it. But even if he does get it, like, who cares? Like, that's not even the belt that he wanted. Mm-hmm. That's not like the one that has all the like history
to it. Yeah.
Right? And so they played Cody, and also they like got the belt off of Roman without him losing, which is hilarious. Like, they just keep doing that shit, bro.
Hilarious. So now whoever goes to whichever brand Roman gets drafted to, he's gonna take one of his belt, the kind of universal one, and then the opposite brands are gonna have they're gonna have a vacant title for a new world champ. Give me 3 wrestlers on the roster right now that you would prefer or just like to see win that new title.
I said this before, man. I think that you got to give Xavier Woods a fucking title run, bro. You got to give him. I think it would be
dope. So, and also I've been looking into Big E and stuff, and I guess he's good physically, but it's all it's all the medical stuff. Like, he's gonna have to really, and WWE don't play with neck injuries, so I just would love to see him back, but I don't know.
The other person would probably be. I think Seth Rollins would be good.
That's my man. I know I tease Seth Rollins a lot on here, but I love Seth Rollins. That's my guy, man. He is. I love him. He is the total package, man. Like, he's one of few people. No, I think Seth Rollins is legit one of the best wrestlers on the planet.
Agreed.
I don't know, and I think because I still hold Kenny Omega in that class of his own. But in terms of a guy who is elite in the ring, elite personality, like almost overdoes his personality at times, constantly in character, like
especially lately.
Yeah, like in character in the matches too. Like Seth is one of those guys. Yeah. And I would love if he won that belt.
I think he will. I mean, I think it's going to be either him or
But I also would want Seth to beat Roman Reigns, though.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know enough. I've been watching enough WWE to give you a third one. So those 2 are the ones that I got.
So let's get it! I love they changed this theme song and now the crowd sings it. That's fire. Yeah. So me off top, Seth Rollins, obviously. I don't know. If I had to pick, I would rather him beat Roman Reigns at like SummerSlam or something for that belt. And it's like, when you really look at it, if he doesn't lose that belt at SummerSlam, I think he's holding it until WrestleMania,
which is crazy.
Because it's we know for a fact he's not dropping it at a B show pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So it's either WrestleMania, SummerSlam, or Royal Rumble, right? Mm-hmm. SummerSlam's coming up in August. That's a ways away, but still, that would be the next opportunity. Mm-hmm. If he don't lose that belt at SummerSlam, they're not going to do it at Royal Rumble because you don't want to overshadow the Rumble winner with the changing of a title that's been held for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then it would be WrestleMania, another year with him as champion. So I think there's a realistic shot of him dropping this belt at SummerSlam.
I think Roman Reigns should retire after this.
I mean, if he wants to, yeah. I mean, there's nothing else to do.
I mean, so he's following the Rock, the John Cena, the like, all right, like now I've literally done all the wrestling stuff. Yeah. Let me go make movies now. Mm-hmm. If I were him, I would do that.
Yeah. I think he could for sure.
He's actually like hilarious and like got a good personality when they let him fucking talk.
And he got the look too. Like, sure. I think he would be fine in Hollywood.
Him and Jason Momoa are immediately gonna be like, all right, Let's do a movie.
Yeah, let's do a movie.
Right. Immediately.
Right. So I think my number one is Seth Rollins, but like I said, I would rather him beat Roman for the title.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say Matt Riddle. I actually love Matt Riddle. I do. I think he's amazing in the ring. And you know, I got a lot of respect for him. Black belt jiu-jitsu beast. I like Shinsuke Nakamura as well. I would love to see him win. And then my other one I'm gonna throw in there would be Gunther. I think him maybe losing the Intercontinental belt at some point to somebody like Chad Gable or like Ricochet or something, and then you know, maybe that give him a chance to go after that world title, which he would be a great world champ as well. Boom. Shout out to wrestling. Last episode, you brought up something interesting. You said put a pin in it, and I did. What is a movie that you couldn't really face as a youngster, but later you came back and conquered it?
Dog,
and it could be for multiple reasons. Like it could be like if you were scared and you didn't want to watch. Do you remember that episode of Doug? Oh my gosh, it was an episode of Doug, and there was that scary movie, The Abnormal, and he went to see it and he just couldn't finish the movie, so he kept having nightmares until he went back and conquered the movie. Bro, do you remember that episode? I do remember that. The Abnormal's in the building, and I'm going in after it. Yeah. Oh no! Be careful. Episode was hilarious.
So there's one very specific movie I have in mind. I don't know if I told the story on the pod before, but dog, and it's one of my all-time favorite movies now. But for the weirdest, and I actually do know the reason. But when it first came out, bro, my dad thinks that this didn't happen. My dad refutes that this actually happened, but I don't know about this. I think this is true. I think this happened. Bro, I could not finish Independence Day. When it first came out.
Oh, that movie was kind of scary though.
I was like, what year was that?
Dog, when you see the alien,
bro,
it's kind of scary.
Oh well, yeah, that part.
And that movie came out in like 1990, like I
think it was 96.
Let me see, 95 or 96, maybe 97 at the absolute latest. We were young.
I feel like it was 96. Let me see.
I had that toy too, man. I had the Will Smith in the army outfit, and then the alien, and then the alien when you squeeze its legs together, the face opened up.
So
Creepy,
Pete,
dog.
It was 1996. I was what, like fucking 8 or something. So bro, like
because I was a little scared of that movie too. Man, now I'm thinking about
when it first came out, I was like, yo, like, we gotta go see this movie. It looks fucking cool. Like, whatever.
And Will Smith was like all of our
He was
guy.
the man back then.
Yeah.
You know, Fresh Prince was popping. I was like, and my dad was like,
Fresh
all right,
Prince, Bad Boys.
And this is, mind you, this is the same dad who took me on a roller coaster when I was like, I was like 18. Well, I was like 16 months, fucking whole ass roller coaster. So he was like, fuck it. Yeah, sure. Let's get in the front seat. As a matter of fact, you drive. I'll get in the passenger seat. So we went, and bro, I was already kind of nervous. Like, I remember I started to feel weird during the scene. Like, just the spectacle of it was like, yo.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
That fucking alien mothership is as big as a whole city. Yeah, like, that's crazy. Kinda, right? It felt, and you know, at the time, like visually, it looked crazy for the time. And then so the first moment of uncertainty was when they blew up the fucking that building in downtown. You just saw the blue light and it just fucking destroyed everything.
Just destroyed it.
And I had so much anxiety when Will Smith's wife and the dog were running through the tunnel, and the dog just fucking barely makes it. I was like, dog, oh shit, bro. Like,
I'm ready for this movie.
Holy shit. And then the part where I was like, so then, and my dad loved this part because, you know, my dad's an old Star Trek fan.
Dog, this is hilarious.
And so Data, Brent Spiner plays the old kooky scientist that they had locked up in the fucking lab for like 20 years, and he's the one that does the autopsy on the alien.
Oh yeah,
and it wasn't even
the part that scared me,
bro. It wasn't even the part where they cut the alien open. Like I was I was ready to go. I was like, dog, like, I don't know, bro. Like, this is more than I expected. It was the part where where he like brain fucked the science.
Oh, yeah,
just like slammed him up against the glass.
Oh my god!
I was like, "Yo, Dad, we gotta get the fuck out of here, bro." I was like, "Yo, Dad, bro, like, come on, we gotta go. Like, I can't fucking watch this shit." And he claims that we finished the movie, but I swear I was like, "No, dog, I need to leave now. Like, get me the fuck out this country, motherfucker, bro." Like, and I feel like we left, bro. I feel like. Because my dad wouldn't do me like that. He wouldn't just be like, "Oh, no, sit here and be traumatized, motherfucker." Like, he wouldn't do that. So, like, man. And I was afraid of that movie for, like, a decade, bro. I didn't watch that movie again in full till I was, like, in high school. And then when I finally watched it, I was like, "Oh, this shit is actually fire." Like, I actually love this movie. Yeah.
It is a great movie.
It might be, like, my second favorite Will Smith movie, maybe.
I haven't seen it in a really long time, and this conversation...
It's fire,
makes me want to. I will probably go back.
Random ass Harry Connick Jr. was like hilarious in the movie.
It's been a while. It has been a long time since I've seen that movie, man. So yeah. I'm gonna have to.
Bro, Harry Connick Jr. in this movie literally kills himself for no reason. Like do you remember how he died? He like does this weird like maneuver and takes off his mask and essentially like suffocates himself by like trying to do a fucking thing. And Will Smith was like, "Bro, like." I know that you can't fly, bro. Like, don't do that shit." And he was like, "No, I'm gonna just do it anyways because the plot needs me to die so you can have motivation later."
God. Oh yeah.
Fucking. I think he gets sniped by one of them. That part was dope though. I remember that scene. I was thinking to myself like, "Okay, this shit about to slap." Like, it got a nice little alien dogfight, and they seemingly can't fuck with these niggas at all. Like, this will be cool.
It's a good movie, man.
And Will Smith straight up socked the alien, punched, welcome to Earth, motherfucker.
Bro. Good movie, man. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. It's been a long time. This is it's an interesting question. I think. So one of my favorite movies that I used to watch when I was a kid, that had a scene where I just couldn't do it. And it took me years, bro, to actually go back and finish this movie. And this is a movie that my brother used to watch all the time. Aliens, bro.
Oh.
When Newt is in the water.
Okay. Yeah.
That part, I could never finish watching it.
That's interesting. So you thought Aliens was scarier than Alien?
I didn't even see Alien
until later.
Oh, Aliens was the one that me and my brother used to watch all the time. Yeah. And there's that scene where Newt is in the water and the alien's in the water with her. Mm-hmm. Because I thought she was gonna die.
Yeah, facts.
So I could not ever get past that part.
I would have loved to see a reaction to see the first Alien at whatever age you were.
Oh yeah, because we were young.
You would have been toast, dog. Like the fucking scene, the original chest burster scene.
Oh yeah.
Like
I've seen it now like a bunch of times.
But they say that like none of the actors, if y'all watch that scene, the urban legend is that none of the actors knew what was gonna happen.
Oh my!
So like
it's legit.
They were all like, "Yo, what the fuck just happened, bro?" Like. Traumatized, dog.
Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah, but I was terrified of Alien 2, and then it turned like that's one of the first movies for me that really turned in. It went from a fear to a movie that like I thought was sweet.
Hell yeah,
it was
bro.
like an action movie to me, but like I was legit like scared of
for sure
Alien and the Xenomorph when I was like young.
Aliens 2 is like a different type of movie altogether than the first one.
It's more of an action movie.
And the first Alien is more like a horror. It's like a flat out horror
movie. No, I agree.
Has there ever been a series that was more disappointing as it went on? Because Aliens 1 and 2 were both fucking classics.
Yeah.
But the rest of them kind of was trash a little bit, man. Alien 3 was all right, but
that's a good question.
They never really, because even when they tried to reboot with like Prometheus and all that, they never quite got back to what they were originally were on.
Maybe Blade, but the second Blade was
dope.
Good.
Yeah.
The third one was
weak as fuck. Oh, X-Men. Fuck.
There's your answer.
First two X-Men. Dog, X2 was great.
Hey. Iron Man.
Iron Man 1 was fantastic. Iron Man 2 was all right. Iron Man 3 was weak as fuck.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, Edmund. I know Edmund defends that one, but that shit was weak as hell, dog.
Sorry, Edmund. But yeah, that would be mine. And I got another question for you.
Sure.
I saw this on the internet, I thought it was interesting. If you could get a time machine and go back and see one movie in theaters on opening night,
Ooh,
what movie are you going to watch?
I'm gonna take my dad's answer and experience what he experienced, because this was
I wonder
cool
if it's
story.
going to be the same answer as mine.
Could be. So it was Star Wars, but not Star Wars Episode 1. It was Return of the Jedi. Or sorry, Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
And the reason why was because he had a very similar experience with Star Wars as I had with The Matrix, which is like
mind blowing.
Well, but late though, right?
Okay.
Because I didn't see The Matrix in theaters. I didn't see it until much later. I didn't see it until like right before the second Matrix came
Right.
out. And my dad, like, he came into the Star Wars like, man, that shit whack, bro. Like I don't care about that weak ass shit. Like I like Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me. And then he finally was, all right, let me see what these niggas talking about, bro. Like, and then he went in there and was like, yo, like, and so he was like, all right. I went in very skeptical and like barely even saw the first one in theaters. But for when the sequel came out, when Empire came out, I was there opening in line in the front of that bitch. Like, hey, that nigga Darth Vader was talking cash shit, and I'm trying to see what he finna do next, dog. Let's go. So I think that would probably be my answer.
When we get off the air, I want to watch a real original trailer for that movie and see what it looks like. My answer to that question. So that's one of my favorite things. I love talking to Steve. You know, my stepdad. I love talking to him about because he's who got me into Star Wars, and I've talked to him a lot about just what was it like, you know, back when it first came out, and he used to just tell me like, oh, dude, the lines at the theater were insane. Yeah. Like he would tell me that he would have to go. Like the theater was a little far because like you had to go to the nice theater to see it. You know what I'm saying? And like the line would be nuts, and his parents just asking all these questions. And so what's this about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Space wizards.
Right.
Getting mad, hating on it. But yeah, I think so. So for me, my answer to this question would actually be Enter the Dragon.
Ooh.
And the reason I say that is, and that's not my favorite Bruce Lee movie, but it was released in the United States, and I always wonder what it would be like to be like, that's like prime 70s martial arts craze coming to the United States.
And
like
that was his first big budget
Bruce
joint.
Lee's first big movie. Like he had already passed away, so it was like a huge deal when this movie came out. Like I would have loved to have been in a movie theater watching Enter the Dragon in the 70s, man. So that would be my answer.
Same.
Shout out to you, Bruce. The GOAT.
Yes, sir.
All right, man, let's go. Mandalorian finale. Now,
Well done.
I'm under the impression that a lot of people didn't like this.
I'll fight fair and say that I thought that this episode before it was better, but I still liked it. Like I thought it was good. I thought it was a good way to. It felt quick, and I was a little bit worried about like where they're going next. But when they like the final scenes of when it first concluded, when the main battle concluded, I was like, oh, I don't know about that.
That was kind of quick.
I wonder what's about to happen next. But then once they got to the last scene and they kind of set up where they were going, I was like, okay, this is good. I'm with it.
Right.
I just thought the action in this episode before was a little bit better. But this episode wasn't no slouch. Like this one was also really good.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it too, man. I enjoyed it a lot. Loved it. I kind of look at finales as like a two-part thing.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
As a unit, episode 7 and 8 were fantastic.
Now, I did enjoy it. I loved it. I loved the Bo-Katan stuff. I loved the everything with the Darksaber. Moff Gideon is such a good bad guy.
Hell yeah.
I really did, man. I loved it. I like this Mandalorian, like the fleets of the Mandalorians and the combat and the scenes with them all flying, it's all so good to me.
That's been the best part of this series.
I love it, man.
The best part of this season.
Yeah, like, and it's something that we haven't seen in Star Wars yet. So they do such a good job of it, man. I really love that. Also, do you think that some of the slower episodes hurt this season or no?
Hurt this season, yes, but I think so. There was a movie announced that we didn't talk about. That's, I think, now become very important. I think that some of the side episodes hurt the season, but they are going to be overall helpful in this sense. That one of the movies that was announced at Star Wars Celebration was a Dave Filoni movie, which is going to be his first movie, that's going to tie together all of the Mandalorian era stuff into one like Avenger style movie. So like Ahsoka, Mando, maybe even
Boba
Fett for sure. Maybe even like Obi-Wan, like all of those shows are gonna like come together
for a movie.
And so I think that some of the stuff that they're setting up in these side episodes are gonna be important to that.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's dope. But yeah, I loved it. I enjoyed it. Thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Bo-Katan, man.
It's really interesting. I mentioned this in a text, like the path that Bo-Katan, and shout out to Rob, Edmund's older brother. He put us on this way back in the day. It's very similar to what like extended universe Boba Fett was on. Like it wasn't, I don't think they introduced the Darksaber back then, but like the path towards like reclaiming Mandalore and becoming the king of Mandalore, like that was his whole thing in the expanded universe. And I love that they like used that storyline and kind of updated it for Bo-Katan.
Yeah, me too. Love it. I love her whole story arc in the show. I want to ask you, like, do you think that, because looking back on the Book of Boba Fett show, I think like Mando kind of swooped in and stole the spotlight of that show, and now it's like Bo-Katan is
kind of did that,
kind of came and ran his spot too. So
yeah.
and
ran whose spot?
Boba Fett. But I'm not really saying that he was gonna, like, I don't know what they were gonna do. Like, I'm not saying he should be in the spot Bo-Katan. I don't think that at all, because I think that what they're doing is good, and I think they're. But I'm just saying in terms of like importance, right? You know what I'm saying? Like so I'm just interested to see what happens with Boba Fett now. You know what I mean? Because it went from being like, oh, you know, like now we got another like Boba Fett, another Mandalorian character, and this is gonna be, and then it's kind of like he's just kind of like in this underworld.
I think he's the Godfather now.
Yeah, you think so?
Which is cool. Like I kind of think that works for him, because he's an OG compared to the rest of those folks. Actually, no, I think he's younger than Bo-Katan.
Also, Mando will be out there doing some capoeira. Shout out to Keith Crowder, dog.
Yo, they let him do.
Did
I text you that? I meant to text you, like, bro, like that was Lateef Crowder.
Yeah, for sure. That whole fight scene.
Bro, he was straight up doing like, he had multiple sequences where he was doing like a lot of capoeira. It was some
really good.
And I immediately was like, yo,
bro, the whole like this the scene with the force fields, where he had to undo the force fields. That was amazing. That scene was, it was some good stuff, man. And those fights were very good. The Praetorian Guard fight was dope.
So hold on real quick to tie up that point about Mando.
Oh yeah,
about Boba Fett. Take me through the timeline, because you are a little bit more well versed in the Clone Wars era than I am. I feel like Boba Fett is younger than Bo-Katan, because think about where Bo-Katan, like, how old was Jango Fett during that time? Like, because no, I guess he would have been dead already, so because it took place.
He would have been. Oh no, maybe not.
Well, because it takes place through all.
So maybe oh, she is older than him,
because she was kind of already like older teenager, or like a young adult at the time.
She was in Death Watch.
And Boba Fett would have had to still been
be a kid.
Yeah.
So wow, yeah, she is technically probably.
Oh, she looks great.
She looks fantastic
to be like 60.
And
or
he
something.
looks like
he looks like shit.
He looks like a grizzled blue collar.
Bro, that nigga been on the road, dog. He been in the streets of
like a grizzled blue collar veteran. I wonder how they would address this.
Oh, because he's a clone. Technically, they could. I think they actually did say something like that about the accelerated aging.
He is a clone.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that. But yeah, she. That's an interesting question because she would definitely be older than him.
Yep. So with that said, since he's definitely the third tier next to Din and Bo-Katan.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the fucking ruler of Mandalore, as she should be. He's about to go on he's about to basically be who Boba Fett was before he died, quote unquote. And now, like, this is a good space for him to be. Just, hey, bro, I'm the Godfather of Tatooine now. Mm-hmm. So, like, you got problems in Tatooine, come talk to me. If not, like, I'm the new Jabba the Hutt. Yeah. That works for him. Right.
But yeah, man, I like the finale. Shout out to that. Yeah. Boom. Real quick, man, Secret Invasion trailer. We just watched it.
Yeah.
I want to say that this is way different than what I thought it was going to be.
Looks pretty good.
Thought it was going to be kind of campy. The scrolls that they had in the films were like kind of funny. Yep. So I didn't know what to expect. But this looks like
it looked all right.
It could be interesting, a little bit of like a spy thriller, and also looks like maybe Super Scroll or something.
For sure, it looked almost confirmed. Like I saw like the kind of stretchy,
Mr. Fantastic,
Mr. Fantastic. Also a little bit of a thing. You know what I'm saying?
So we'll see, man. That would be dope. So I like that. That was a surprise. All right, man. Before we get into this tournament recap, last week we did a kind of about you video game thing. That was dope. We just kind of shared some of our history of video game fandom. And one thing I've been really into lately is just movies, man. Like I despise social media, and Letterboxd is like the only form of social media that I like right now. And so we got a film about you thing here with some movies. Why don't you go first? Guys, I did send this blank one in the Discord. Shout out to all the Discord homies. I did send this in the Discord yesterday, I believe. If you don't see it, when you guys check this episode out, I will send it again if you guys want it. But we would love to see everybody's answers, and I would love to see everybody hating on popular movies as well.
All right, man. So first up, favorite film of all time. I mean,
let me guess.
Hey,
The Matrix.
If you watch literally one episode, you already know what it is, dog.
Let's go.
The Matrix.
Man, I love that movie so much.
Best script. This is a good question. I almost put Everywhere, Everything, All at Once, but I found a better place.
Sidebar, man. I've been watching like behind the scenes.
Yeah, I see some of
stuff on that movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So good. Michelle Yeoh, amazing, bruh. Ke Huy Quan.
Yeah.
He
got some tech.
He did a lot of the fanny pack stuff.
He
man.
did.
Like it was. They had a cool behind the scenes shot in there of him doing all the whole, because they had to get it in one shot, so he had to do all that, and he had to do the kick at the end.
Yeah. And
he did it, and everybody on the set was like, "Ah!"
Yeah, that was dope.
So it was dope, man.
So I found a better spot for that movie. I had to include it, and I'll get there when I get there. But I had to give a spot for one of my other favorite all time favorite movies, The Godfather.
Hey,
it's a great movie, man.
Nice.
I mean, everybody already talks about how great that movie is, and it is one of those movies that does live up to the hype for me. Favorite movie poster, I went with the Black Panther poster that is him sitting on the throne.
Fire.
The one that is like the Huey P. Newton joint.
Fire, man.
So yeah, that one is really cool. I'll watch it someday. Like I'll finally get around to watching them. So I have Mission Impossible, not the whole series. I've seen the first two, and I like the first one. I thought the second one was okay, but I keep hearing that like the Mission Impossible movies, like the most recent ones, are all like crazy.
Yeah.
I keep hearing that they're incredible, and I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan, so like it's hard to get me interested. But I'll watch it someday because I mean a lot of people that I trust say that it's like, I mean, and you know I'm a big James Bond fan, but they've said that like these most recent Mission Impossible movies are better than the Daniel Craig Bond movies. And I was slow because I loved Pierce Brosnan, so I was very slow to come around to Daniel Craig's Bond. But in terms of like nigga physicality,
yeah, I was
and like
saying action is
by
really,
far the best.
Is
Bond,
really good,
bro.
in
Like
those movies, yeah.
In terms of who, like the,
I think I actually saw. I was kind of into like Quantum of Solace and all those.
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
I saw every one in the movies.
I've seen all of them except for the last one. Quantum of Solace was fire. I really like that one. But in terms of, I mean, I know this isn't about Bond, but since we're here, Daniel Craig is without question the most physical Bond. He's the one with the most hands, and he'll beat the dog shit out of any of the rest of the Bonds. Not even close.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Mission Impossible, specifically 4 or 5, and I think either 6 is the one that's about to come out or 7 is the one that's about to come out. But either one, I hear that they're all pretty good. So biggest personal impact, you mentioned it earlier, Enter the Dragon.
Hey, ooh, that poster is fire.
Yeah. So this one this was the first movie that I ever pirated in high school back in the day. It was in 2 parts, and it was shitty ass quality, but I had part 1 and part 2. And it really, I mean, I was already aware of just being a martial artist. I was already aware of Bruce Lee, but this is where I like fell in love with Bruce Lee and like really kind of fell in love with the lore of Bruce Lee. So this movie had it, and I was really like the peak of my interest in martial arts as like a student of martial arts was during this time too. So, it was all good. Also, shout out to Jim Kelly as well. Dope underrated martial artist, man. He was good.
Man. Like Jim Kelly.
And
you come right out of a comic book,
nigga. Best long movie, Godfather Part 2.
Oh,
and by long, 3+ hours. This movie is 3 hours and 22 minutes.
What now? Okay, I was waiting for your answer on this question.
Mm-hmm.
When you watch a movie this long, if it seems long, do you still stay interested in it? You know what I mean? Like, so if you're watching a movie that's like 3 hours, sometimes it can be such a good movie that you're like, oh.
Yeah. So,
but then sometimes you're watching a 3 hour movie and it's like, all right.
I haven't watched that many 3 hour long movies.
I think I've only seen like 3.
Yeah, because which one of the Lord of the Rings is like 3 hours?
Return of the King.
Yeah.
Actually, they all have, I think, like extended versions where they're like 3 hours long. But Return of the King is long as crap.
Yeah, man. If I could have a do-over, it would be. I wish I had more time to become a
Lord of the
Rings ass nigga. I had the perfect opportunity to do it, but I made a conscious decision to reject it because of how white it was, and I was just like, man, I can't do it. But then what gives me hope is that I became a Game of Thrones. I went from giving 0 fucks about Game of Thrones, and within 12 months, I was a fucking Game of Thrones expert. Like within 12 months, like bro, like I was
expert,
a leading Game of Thrones ass nigga amongst my like peers.
That's
right?
Hilarious.
Me, Edmund, and my homie Gary just like encyclopedic knowledge of that shit. So if I really wanted to, I probably could. But I think that there's a lot there. I've really, really enjoyed the game, the TV show, the Power of was it the Rings of Power?
Yeah, Rings of Power.
So super interested.
Have you seen all 3 Lord of the Rings?
I have. Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them all at least twice, and I like them. I do like them, but I feel like I need it because that movie is not forgiving if you haven't. I think you kind of need to know some of the book stuff even before you see the movie.
Word.
To really, really understand everything.
What's going on?
Because I'd be liking to have all the details and all of the lore. So for my enjoyment, I feel like I needed a little bit more prep.
Right. And and then it pay like when they bring up because they bring up a lot of characters by name that aren't in the movies.
And I'd be like, who the fuck is that? Like, what page was that on? So yeah, but to answer your question, if it feels long, I'll probably like take a break.
Word up.
The good news is like I think I remember liking Return of the King The Godfather Part 2 was extremely good, so like it didn't feel long.
And also,
I watched that one straight through.
Real quick, one more question about long movie. If you know that a movie is like 3+ hours long, does that affect, like, even if you want to see it like really bad, does the length of it affect like how bad you actually want to sit down and watch it?
Yeah, I don't know that I want to watch a 3+ hour long movie in theaters.
Word up. Okay.
If I could do it at home, I would. Like I watched The Irishman, the Al Pacino and who was it? Al Pacino and De Niro movie, and it was pretty good. It wasn't as good as The Godfather, obviously, but I'm glad I got to watch it at home over the course of like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, like, and I was gonna say that too. Like the I guess the significant, or the being able to, just the luxury of being able to split it up.
For sure.
Because I had to do that with, Seven Samurai is,
yeah.
That movie is long, dog. That movie's like 3.5 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had to do that with that movie too.
But I haven't, like, on the other hand, though, if I'm going to see a movie in theaters, for as expensive as it is, it's got to be at least 2 hours, though. Like, I know a lot of people are like, it has to be under 2 hours. For me, it's got to be over 2 hours in order for me to feel like I got my money's worth. But, like, under 2:45. Like, so, like,
right.
2 hours and 20 minutes. Exactly. Perfect length. All right. Movie that you like, but everyone hates.
I'm interested in, maybe. Let's see.
Let's see what we got. I actually don't remember. Oh, yeah. The Watchmen.
People don't like this movie?
A lot of people didn't like the movie. Guess why?
Black.
No, because it was too close to the source material.
Wait, what?
Like, bro, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
Oh, the show The Watchmen is the one that centers around the black
that's
woman.
okay. And it was great. Oh my god, I love that shit, bro. It was so nigga. The fucking bad guys were straight up white supremacists, dog.
Man,
and they it was good.
Wait, you said too close to the source material?
Have you ever heard such a nitpicky thing to be mad about?
No, but it sounds like some Star Wars fans would do.
Right, you didn't change enough.
Why
bro,
you
just complained. You just shitted on the entire. Because this came out like right as the superhero genre was getting popping off, and everybody was complaining about how everything was so different from the source material.
Oh my god! And
then this movie came out, and they were like, "You guys were lazy. It was just basically the same as the book."
Well, this just proves that you can't please anybody.
Man.
Everybody's gonna find.
I thought it was super dope that they had direct quotes from the book. Like they did it on. It was not lazy. They did it on purpose, man. They had shots that were like panels. They did it. I mean, it was similar to like Sin City. Remember Sin? I never really liked that movie, but do you remember how they shot it to make it look kind of like a comic book?
Bruh, yes.
I did that. Yeah, this was similar. So shout out to Watchmen. Movie that you hate but everybody likes. I wonder what I put here. I can't remember. Ah, yes. Indiana Jones.
Just a white man stealing indigenous ancient artifacts and selling them to the museum.
Right, bro. We should sick Killmonger on his ass. That's from Wakanda.
Facts.
Most underrated, man. I love this fucking movie so much, dog. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. For the longest time, this was like in my top 5 like favorite movies of all time. This movie is incredible. What like the perfect combination of video game love while also being hilarious and also having some like legitimately good fight scenes, dog. Bruh. And the fight scenes were also hilarious. Like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, man.
Let's go, dog.
Overrated.
Ooh. Scott Pilgrim is a masterpiece, man. Ooh, I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Yeah, that's a fun one to go back and watch.
I have to watch it.
Scott, okay, so overrated movie, I got any of the Ant-Man movies. Even Quantumania a little bit was slightly disappointing. It was the best out of the three.
They all just feel unnecessary to me.
Yeah.
I love Paul Rudd, and Ant-Man is a cool character, but I don't know if he is somebody that they should have given like a lot, like a big role to like this.
Especially like
Especially
that version of Ant-Man.
Especially if it was gonna be Scott Lang and not
Hank Pym.
Hank Pym. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, before the
actually,
we know he's in the fucking movie, obviously, but like
Yeah, but the version of Hank Pym that exists in the comic books, like the genius that is on that level of like Reed Richards and like
and
Bruce Banner and Tony Stark.
They're all about the same age, so you didn't have to make them old.
You didn't have
dirt.
to make them old. You know what I mean? So, and I get it. Like, yes, I know. Like he goes and becomes Yellow Jacket and all that stuff. But I think it would have been would have gave us a different look if they would have gone with the Hank Pym Ant-Man. Like that Ant-Man. You know, the one who creates Ultron and deals with that, and
man,
I think that is just a better character, and
Agreed.
I think he would have been kind of better. It
would have made Ultron better, I think.
Oh, facts.
Because
100%.
I don't shit on Age of Ultron like a lot of people do.
No, me neither. I actually like that movie, but I don't think he should have been a throwaway villain like that,
or like his origin just being like a rogue Iron Man suit, essentially. It's kind of whack, bro.
Yeah,
like
man.
Ultron is a much bigger threat.
He's literally one of the like biggest Avengers villains ever
in the pantheon of like all time big bads in Marvel.
He's top 5 probably.
I mean, like that are not like galactic level.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Doctor Doom, you got Magneto, you got Ultron, you got who else? I mean,
Loki.
I don't even know if I think Loki's not on that level, bro. Like I think in terms of like well-known Apocalypse perhaps.
Probably. I mean,
and shit, maybe Galactus because of his relationship with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but Ultron is on that list, top 5.
I would probably put Thanos on the list before.
Well, yeah, especially now.
Yeah, even then, I mean, Thanos. Hey, bro, real niggas knew when they seen that.
When
they seen that big purple ass nigga, we was like, oh, okay, now we talking, dog.
No, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, but Ultron is definitely he's deserved.
Oh, you know who I was thinking? It was he's maybe not quite on that level, but I think in terms of like threat level, he is just because he wasn't as popular. But Nimrod from X-Men, he would be on that level
Strife too. Remember Strife?
Man, I love that fucking era of X-Men. Bro.
Me too. It's so edgy and so cool.
Dog, 90s, late 90s X-Men, or that was like early 90s when Strife and them.
It's good stuff, man.
Boom. Okay. Why do I like this? This is a funny one. Fast and the Furious, bro. That shit's dumb, but like, hey, they be racing cars off of cliffs and doing karate with their cars and shit, bro.
Oh god.
And apparently Vin Diesel is like a Superman, like superhero Captain America. So,
I've only seen the first Fast and the Furious movie.
Oh, then you haven't seen anything. Like, the first Fast and the Furious movie may as well
it's a normal movie.
Bro, it may as well be like a different like series, like a different franchise completely. It wasn't until Fast 4 is when they started going crazy. Fast Furious 1, 2, and 3 were
how many of them is there? Like 10?
10 is coming out. Fast X, bro, with Jason Momoa. I'm gonna be in the theater day one to see that dumbass shit. Cause you know what I did was that I didn't like the first couple of Fast. I'm not like a car guy like that. So I was like, all right, I don't really get what the hype is. I was bored during quarantine one weekend and popped them bitches in, and I was like, huh,
this is entertaining.
This is basically wrestling, but with cars. It's just big, stupid fun, bro. Like, and it was pretty cool. So are the movies good? No.
There's nothing wrong with big, stupid fun.
But they drive Tyrese and fucking Ludacris drove a car into space.
Well,
that's a real thing that happened. True story. I think it was them two. And it was
you said who?
Tyrese and Ludacris from 2000s hip hop. Them niggas did it.
And what did they do? That's such a ridiculous
sentence. Tyrese and Ludacris drove a car into space. That is the name of this episode.
Oh, jeez. Hilarious.
Great soundtrack. This might surprise some folks, man. I'm actually not a huge fan of movie scores. Because American movie scores particularly, I just feel like we should be using, after 100+ years of making movies.
I feel like it's all they just use pop music all the time.
Well, I'm not even talking about. So the soundtrack is one. Okay, I guess this is a different question. My bad. I answered the question wrong. A soundtrack is different than a score. A soundtrack.
I feel. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And this will probably disappoint Steamboy. I know he's a huge fan of movie scores. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of movie scores because I think that they all sound the same, kind of like it's a genre of music, sort of big band, timpani, orchestra.
Unless you're watching certain types of,
bro, even like superhero movies.
I mean, I'm talking about like a lot of anime films.
For sure. Yeah. Oh my God, that's different. Like, yeah. Then we got Queen Mother on deck. You know what I'm saying? So, she doesn't qualify, unfortunately, for this. So otherwise, it would have been no problem. So for this great soundtrack, I probably would pick. This is going to be hilarious, but I would probably pick Shrek 2 because Shrek 2 is who introduced me to Imogen Heap, which is one of my favorite artists ever. So I mean, if you know, you know, that's a deep cut. But what I actually put for this, because I thought we were talking about scores, I put The Social Network, which is the Facebook movie, and it was scored by Trent Reznor, who is a part of Nine Inch Nails, and it was actually really good because he used like electronic music to score a film,
right?
Which is different from using the same ass strings and trumpets that niggas been using for 100 and something years,
right?
So, we'll get through this part a little bit quicker. Amazing cinematography. Children of Men, bro. Have you ever seen this movie?
No, but you told me about it. This is that movie where there's like only one baby that's born.
Yes, dog. No babies. There's a sterility. Is that sterility or infertility disease or plague that like has made basically everybody unable to have children, and like so they had like the youngest person in the world as opposed to the oldest person in the world was like a celebrity, right? So like, all of a sudden there's a baby born and like it sends the entire civilization into fucking upheaval, and they need to like save the baby, but they also need to protect them from people who like, it's all kind of crazy post-apocalyptic shit. But it's not like heavy duty crazy sci-fi. It's like very subtle and understated. But there's one scene, bro, like where they have to escort the mother through like this crazy ass firefight.
Yeah, you told me about that,
bro. It's incredible. It's a one shot. And it's not only the fact that it's a one shot, and I'm a sucker for one shots. I think they're super cool. And it lasts for like 12 minutes. Like, it's super fucking long. But like, I can't remember if she actually has the baby during this process. But like, there's a moment where they hear, like, all of the combatants hear the baby crying, and everybody just stops. Yeah. It's fucking crazy, bro. You told me about that before. It's so good. I love this movie. So yeah, Children of Men. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Bad Day Cure. The Matrix, easy.
Hey.
Easy peasy. I cheated a little bit for this next one, bro. Favorite protagonist, I was gonna say Neo, but it's actually my guy, bro. It's Morpheus. I know technically he's not the protagonist, but like, dog, I'm sorry, man. It's gotta be Morpheus, bro. This nigga is one of my favorite humans in the history of fiction,
Facts,
dog.
I love Morpheus so much, man.
Dog, you think that's air you're breathing?
You think that's air you're breathing?
What is real?
Dog, great pick.
I love
even though you cheated. Great
a
pick.
little bit. But I'll just have to take the penalty, bro. Dog,
Morpheus, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Morpheus kind of is a little bit of the first Matrix
for sure,
movie.
yeah.
And then it's kind of the Neo show after that.
And don't get it twisted. I love Neo, but especially in the first movie, bro. That nigga Morpheus was blowing people's minds, dog.
He was.
Man. And that was Lawrence Fishburne doing the stuff, bro.
Yeah, such a good, man, that movie's amazing.
Doing the karate tech, looking believable.
Looking nice.
My dog, let's go. All right, bro. This is my favorite category because I get to say this again, bro. Favorite trilogy. Y'all already know what it is, bro. Goddamn apes on motherfucking tanks with guns. Fucking gats, bro. Human work, dog.
Oh man,
apes, bro. Let's go. I fucking love that series, bro. So good. Biggest letdown. We talked about this a little bit earlier.
Oh man, that is such a great pick.
Yeah, man. X-Men, Wolverine, dog. Particularly this one.
Yeah.
because they did our boy, not just Wolverine, our other boy.
Don't say it. Don't mention it.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
You know what though? There are movies this bad that don't get redemption,
and he did. Yes,
he did
true.
get his redemption.
True facts. Biggest surprise,
even though like 100 years later.
Right. This is where I had to get my movie in, man. Biggest surprise, everywhere, everything.
Hey.
All that was. And here's the thing: when I first showed you this trailer,
you said, bro, this movie is. Gonna
I knew
nuts.
it was gonna be good, but I didn't know it was gonna be like maybe my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah,
like
ridiculous.
Holy shit, dog! This movie, I had super high expectations for this movie, and it shattered.
And it exceeded the expectations.
Like it didn't just it like blew a hole in the roof.
That's how it was when I saw it. I had high expectations. Like I was going into it like I'm expecting this to be one of my favorite movies.
Yep.
And it was better than I expected.
Yep. Same.
Amazing.
Not the best, but I'm having fun. I'm ashamed to have this on here twice, but I can't help it, bro. Fast and the Furious. Like it's the best. This is the one that took me the longest to answer.
Yeah.
And I probably could have found something else if I thought longer, but whatever.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
Big, stupid fun.
Hey man, big fucking rocket cars. I think at one point in one of the movies, Vin Diesel drove a car off of the roof of one building into the window of another, and it's all kind of crazy stuff.
Good fun.
Criminally overlooked, man. I mentioned it earlier. Children of Men, bro. Like this is.
I gotta see this. Is it? Where can I watch it at? Is it on anything?
I don't know. I'll find out. I don't know where it is. It is for my type of sort of like slightly dystopian sci-fi. That's like not an action movie necessarily, but when it does the action, it does it well. And it's just it's like maybe like almost kind of like a Black Mirror episode, but it's a whole movie. It's in my top 5 to 6 favorite movies ever, man. It's really good.
I'm into the dystopian stuff. Sometimes it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
I'd love to see like a crazy like dystopian cyberpunk like samurai game.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really see much of stuff like that. I'd love to see something like that.
Agreed. I wonder if everybody picked this for their depressing movie.
Oh no,
it's got to be Grave of Fireflies, dog. This movie's it's a great movie. It's amazing.
This is,
but it's.
I think there are some movies that only require one viewing, and then you never watch it again.
This movie.
I've seen this movie one time, and when I was in college, and I will never ever watch it ever again.
No thanks. I don't even, to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure that I finished this movie. And you know what? I'm okay. I'm fine. Like, no thanks.
Oh my gosh, man.
This movie, when I say it sucks, I don't mean that it's bad, but it sucks. A tough watch.
It's a tough watch.
Good grief.
My goodness.
Favorite active director, my guy, Ryan Coogler. Give him a Star Wars movie, please.
Give
what
that
are we
man
doing?
a Star Wars movie.
Yep. So Cougs, he's the man. Favorite animated movie. I almost went the 3D animation route, but then I forgot I needed a space for one of my favorite movies of all time, Akira.
Hey.
This is the best movie poster ever. You know what? Fuck this, bro. Hold on. I'm sorry, Black Panther. I'm sorry, but you are getting replaced right this instant, dog.
Oh my god,
that's the coldest poster ever.
It really
dog.
Is.
That shit looks so sweet.
It's like it's been bit so many times.
Yes.
Like it's definitely the most iconic movie poster ever.
So good, man. Everything about that shit just looks sweet as fuck, dog.
Yeah, man.
One of the original cyberpunk. I mean, one of the things that brought cyberpunk into the mainstream. Mm-hmm. Just love it, bro. Shout out to Cyberpunk 2077 for literally having the Akira bike as a vehicle.
Amazing.
It's really, really dope. Not my usual thing, but Whiplash. You ever seen this movie?
I have not.
It's dog. We'll have to put. So it's a movie about J.K. Simmons as this. He's a jazz conservatory instructor, and so Miles Teller is a jazz student. He's a drummer, and he's in this like really like high pressure music school, and it reminded me of my time at Oberlin. I wasn't in the conservatory, but I knew a lot of my friends were, and it was not quite this ridiculous, but like turns out that J.K. Simmons is a fucking lunatic, like, and he's like just like a totally abusive asshole.
Oh.
the ending of this movie is one of the most incredible. It was like a fucking Dragon Ball Z fight, except it was a like a drum solo. But it was him like, man, if we had time, I'll play it. We don't have time today, but next time if it ever comes back up, I'll have to play it. It's like him. He like rebels against the teacher in this final drum solo, and like just starts fucking doing whatever he wants. But like the whole point was like he was being an asshole because he was trying to get him to like be better. And he finally does, but it's also like, man, fuck you, you hoe ass nigga, while I'm fucking playing. At one point, he literally mouths the words "fuck you" while he's on the drums. It's so good, dog. It's amazing, dog. I love that. The movie's all right, but the ending is just incredible. Shout out to Whiplash.
Whiplash.
All right, what you got?
All right, man. Let's go. My turn. Favorite film of all time. Come on, man.
Yeah.
If you listen to the podcast ever, if you've ever met me once in your life and had a conversation with me, it's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
It's not Superman?
It's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, man. Easy. You guys know that. Talk about this movie all the time.
Yep.
Best script.
Oh, I deleted the whole thing.
Best script. I had to use this opportunity to get my other favorite movie of all time on here. I went with Everything Everywhere All at Once, man. Just the story. There is some incredible dialogue in this movie, man.
Yeah.
And there are some incredible underlying messages in this movie on top of the action and the
I would have loved to just do laundry and taxes with you, dog.
Bro. That's one of the heaviest lines ever. And then even the thing that Wayman says to Evelyn, where he just ends it with the one thing I do know is that we have to be kind. Like this movie, it's just incredible. Heavy words, such good messages. I love that movie. That's my best script. Favorite poster.
Hey.
I would Enter the Dragon, man. I love this
fire.
poster. I think a lot of other movies have since bit this style of poster, including some of the, like when you like Lord of the, just the way that they stack the characters like this, like a lot of the superhero movies, Star Wars, like a lot of movies have bit this style of poster. And I just have always loved this Enter the Dragon poster, man. I think it's amazing.
Yep.
I'll watch it someday.
Ooh,
I went with Ron.
Yeah.
This is an Akira Kurosawa movie. This movie is like, a lot of people say this is like the most beautiful looking movie of all time. I still haven't seen it. I love Chambara films. I love old samurai movies. I haven't got to this one mainly because it's just hard to find it and watch it. And also I got to get ready to get into that dramatic because this and like Kagemusha, these are like kind of really dramatic samurai movies. Where like Akira Kurosawa was doing like Macbeth and Shakespearean stuff. So I'm gonna watch it. I've been wanting to watch it for years. I just haven't got around to it. Big personal impact. Let's go, man. I went with the original Ninja Turtles movie, man.
I love this movie, bro.
I mean, this is everything, man. Like me getting into karate, me doing kung fu, me learning how to use swords, me doing jujitsu. Like none of that stuff happens if I don't watch this Ninja Turtles movie when I'm a kid. This movie got me into martial arts. It got me interested in movies, martial arts movies, and characters and superheroes and just literally everything. Like this was the start. So this is my big personal impact. And this movie is great. It's just, I think people don't understand how good this movie is. They got it right on the first try.
Yes.
And we still haven't got one this good.
Nope.
So
not even close, really.
Not even close. So shout out to the original Ninja Turtles movie, man. Best long movie, 3 hours plus. I went with did you delete it again?
No, I don't know what the fuck happened.
Oh.
There we go.
So best long movie, 3 hours plus. I went with A Touch of Zen. I love this movie, man. So it was between this and Seven Samurai for me. I went with A Touch of Zen. This movie is amazing. It's long. This is a movie that really inspired Crossing Tiger, Hidden Dragon. This movie's nuts. It's like almost 3 completely different movies in one, and it's even like to the point where some of the characters that are in certain parts of the movie just aren't in it anymore. Like it's literally like 3 movies in one.
Started changing actors in the middle of the movie.
Like it's an amazing movie. It's like amazing looking movie. It's got a pretty weird ending, but visually amazing, and just like the fights are awesome for the time. It's got some beautiful scenes. One of my favorite martial arts movies, so it touches in my favorite long movie. Movie you like but everyone hates. You guys know the answer to this one. Come on now. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Oh my God, I love this movie so much. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm not going to get into it because I'll talk about it for 5 hours, but this is the one that started me on my Star Wars journey. It'll always be my favorite. I love this movie. Shout out to Episode 1. A movie you hate but everyone likes. Ah, boy. Here we go. Let's cosplay as indigenous, people of a native land, and
literal reverse whitewashing.
Let's put on
white
blueface.
soul washing.
Literally, just weird concept to me. Just always thought it was weird, and then like even seeing like. And then they be having like their hair braided and locked up. What are we doing? This is weird. No. Underrated. I want The Swordsman. I love this movie. This movie's fire. And remember, I told you, it's like Taken meets Zatoichi. Like this movie is dope. It's shot beautifully. The fights and the action scenes are incredible. It's I want to say it's a Korean movie. It's got that so it's got the style. So the live action Kenshin movies are amazing, and it's that same exact style of sword fighting. So really, really dope, man. So I love The Swordsman. If you've never seen it, check it out. Overrated. Oh man, do not get mad at me. I'm sorry, bro. I think Tom Holland is a great Spider-Man. I love him, but I don't know if I've loved any of the movies other than the first one.
Let me think. I didn't love the second one that much.
I haven't.
Third one was. I like the third one better than the second one.
I like the third one better than the second one, but I don't know if I really like it all that much. It's just not what I've been wanting from Spider-Man.
I'll say this: I liked it. I liked it probably more than you did. But what I agree with you is that it is overrated because people were talking about 10 out of 10 best fucking superhero movie ever. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Tripping. No,
it wasn't even better than the first one. Like, what are we doing here?
Nah, man, I can't do it. Why do I like this? I'll tell you why I like this.
Hey!
Nostalgia. That's why. Man, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I fucking love this movie, bro.
1995. I have said before, this is the holy grail of bad movies, man. Like, this movie, I love it and I will always love it. It's got some of the worst CGI of all time.
So give me your top 4 holy grail of like cheesy 90s movies.
Oh my goodness.
I got my Mount Rushmore. What you got?
So this Warriors of Virtue, definitely the second Guyver movie.
Okay.
And then probably Surf Ninjas.
Oh, that's a good one. All right, so so this movie for sure. I was gonna say Warriors of Virtue.
Yes.
But I think I might kick it out for Surf Ninjas.
Bruh. Dog, like Rob Schneider in that movie.
Dog.
First of all, why is he in that movie?
I don't know, bro.
Second of all, he is hilarious in that movie.
Yes.
The scene I always think of is when they're in the middle of this like battle and he thinks he has mind powers. So my man's running to the battlefield like
my mind. So this Surf Ninjas, what was the other one? Fucking this original 1993 Super Mario movie.
Oh my gosh, man. With the rocket boots.
The rocket boots. The Big Bertha.
That movie was was a train wreck,
bro,
but it was so
I
fun.
Fuck with that movie,
I was gonna say it was. What were they doing?
It was like a dystopian, like cyberpunk ass future. Like,
you know what? Like, I bet you if they did that movie, but with the things that we have now,
bro,
it would probably be a huge, like,
bro. You don't
classic.
even have to call it. You could just replace the Mario Brothers with just 2 other people and just make the same movie. That shit would have been fire.
Yeah, it would have
dog.
been fire.
So that, and then, bro, I gotta my fourth one's got to be the crazy ass Street Fighter movie.
Oh my god,
with Colonel William Guile, played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, with a whole ass USA tattoo on his fucking French ass biceps, bro. Belgian ass biceps. Colonel William Guile, dog. And they had Ken and Ryu as fucking con men.
Oh my gosh, man.
That movie was fucking. Oh, but Raul, what was my man's name?
Oh my gosh, that movie.
You guys know who I'm talking about. His last name is escaping me at the moment, but the late great Raul, blah blah blah. I can't remember his last name. Who played Bison?
Oh, Psycho Bison.
Bro, like that's like the greatest fucking.
Oh my goodness,
like,
man.
Performance of like his career, and like nobody deserved that, bro.
Hilarious, man.
Nobody. That movie did not deserve him to have his ass so far off in that shit, dog. Shout out to that weird ass movie.
Oh wow. All right, we got best soundtrack. I did the same thing you did.
Raul Julia is his name. Yeah.
I did the same thing you did. I kind of looked at it like as a score, and I went with
what
we got here.
Hey.
My Neighbor Totoro, man.
Who is that? Joe Hisaishi?
I think, man, this movie is just. Don't get me started. I love this movie so much. This is the most serene movie ever to me. And it's gonna show up on here again, I think.
Yeah, Joe Hisaishi.
But the music in this movie is so relaxing.
Yeah.
It's so soothing. I love My Neighbor Totoro, man. Just a
Agreed.
masterpiece of sound and visually too, man.
Agreed.
That cinematography. Had to get another one of my all-time favorite movies on here.
Hey.
House of Flying Daggers.
This movie, bro.
Beautiful movie to look at, man. The bamboo scene, the seasons changing, the weather.
To my favorite scene is the drum scene.
Yes, man. The drum game.
Yeah.
Just oh my goodness, this movie is so beautiful to look at. The fight scenes are amazing. One of my favorite movies of all time. Beautiful, beautiful movie. Even the outfits, like the green outfits that the Flying Daggers wear, and the scene in the bamboo forest, like amazing looking movie. Bad Day Cure. It's back. My Neighbor Totoro again.
Yep.
Beautiful movie, man. This is a movie that me and my daughter watch all the time. I love this movie. I can't say enough how much I love this movie. It's just like I said, man. It's just this movie just feels like a big hug.
It does.
It's very, very serene, and I love this. I love Totoro, man. It just I can't think of another movie that really shows you that children's perspective on things is like better, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the way that they deal with hard situations, that sometimes they deal with it better than adults do.
Didn't they make a spinoff about the cat bus?
Ooh, if they did, I don't think I saw it. They could have, though.
That character is from Totoro, right?
Yeah, the cat bus. Yeah.
I think they did. I think somebody in the SwordCast, check me if I'm wrong, but I think they might have.
But yeah, that's My Bad Day. Just a beautiful movie. I love My Neighbor Totoro. Favorite protagonist, you guys already know. Come on now, Zatoichi. Shintaro Katsu, the GOAT to me. My favorite film character of all time, favorite protagonist. Shout out to Zatoichi and Shintaro Katsu, man. I wanted to switch it up. Obviously, you guys know my favorite film series is Zatoichi movies, but I wanted to get something else on here that I didn't get a chance to get on here. Let's go. Lone Wolf and Cub, man.
Hey.
Favorite series. Loving it. I'm on the 5th movie. I've only got that one and the 6th one to watch. Incredible, man. Ogami Ito and Daigoro. Shout out to Tomosabaru Wakayama. That's how you say his name. He's amazing in these movies, and they are amazing. Shout out to Lone Wolf and Cub. Thanks. Biggest letdown. Oh my God. I don't even want to look at this. So just pull it up and then let's go to the
Oh, what the fuck was that?
Avatar: The Last Airbender, worst movie ever. All right, moving on. Biggest. I'm not talking about it. Biggest surprise. I went with John Wick, man, because
shouldn't have been a surprise.
It should not have been a surprise to me, but it was because I took so long to get into these movies, and then I had my mind blown.
The Baba Yaga.
Yeah, dog, the Baba Yaga.
John Wick.
Amazing. Just I love these movies so much. They have become some of my favorite movies of all time. That's all I can say. I was surprised at how good they were.
They are fantastic.
Not the best, but having fun.
What we got here?
Let's go. The Guyver 2, Dark Hero. I don't care. These are the best fight scenes you will ever see from dudes in these suits.
Rubber ass suits.
Incredible. Super corny, amazing action and fight choreography. Oh. Criminally overlooked. Let's go, man. So I went with The Matrix Reloaded. I think that the second Matrix movie is awesome.
It is.
And
I agree.
I don't know what it is. I remember seeing this one in theaters. I love it. I've watched it recently. I think the Keymaker scene is maybe the best single action just piece in the whole Matrix franchise.
When they saved him?
Everything. Saving him.
Yep.
Morpheus fighting the agent with a sword on the truck.
On the fucking top of a truck.
Cutting the truck in half and then shooting it and it explodes.
Yeah, it's cool.
This
that
whole
shit's so cool,
it's
bro.
cool.
That shit's so cool, dog.
Man, it is. Like, it seems nuts. And then even from like it just right from the start, from the got the Ghost Twins.
Yes.
And
what a cool ass concept.
This movie is
even the
awesome.
Like when I was like trying to become a smart person, like trying to sit and listen to the fucking the architect, trying to figure out what the fuck that nigga was talking about. That nigga, and then everybody started saying "ergo" after that,
bro.
Like,
oh my God.
I remember really loving this movie when I first saw it, and I think I was on some hipster bullshit, and was when I went back to watch. So the third movie came out and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
And then I went back to watch the first movie. And I was kind of on some hipster bullshit, like, oh man, this first one is just fucking incredible. Those other two were trash. Yeah. But I think I undersold. Like, no, nigga, just a couple years ago when you first saw this shit, you loved this movie. So shut your pretentious ass up and stop doing that shit.
And like the 100 agent fight, and then there's the action. In this movie is so good. And then the fight, where Neo. Where he fights, I can't remember. They go to that mansion and he fights all those people with those different weapons.
The Merovingian,
yeah, that fight's amazing too.
Yep.
I think this movie's awesome. So shout out to Matrix Reloaded. What we got next? Oh no, depressing movie. I had the same one as you, man. Yeah. Grave of Fireflies, like you said, most depressing movie ever.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's one of those movies that you literally you watch it one time in your life and that's it, and you don't ever watch it again.
Agreed.
Favorite active director. All right. So I went with Chastowski, man, the guy that directed John Wick movies.
He did all four?
Yes, I'm a big fan of his work. So back in the day, man, this is the guy who was. Now Keanu Reeves did do like everything in the Matrix movies, but he was his stunt double. And he helped choreograph a lot of the fight scenes in the Matrix movies.
He flat out looks like he doesn't look like Keanu Reeves, but he looks like Neo.
Yeah. and he did so it's kind of dope seeing him, come from working on those Matrix movies and now doing the John Wick stuff. He's going to be doing the Ghost of Tsushima movie. He's making a Highlander movie. Like the way that this guy does these action scenes, like I'm excited for everything that he's got his hands in. So he's probably my favorite director right now. What we got next?
Favorite animated movie.
Oh man, favorite animated movie. So if I didn't already have Totoro on here twice, That would probably be my answer. But let's go, man. Ninja Scroll.
It's classic.
You already know, classic. I mean, insane violence, yes, but this movie also has some like very beautiful scenes, like the bamboo scene, and then like just that 90s animation.
And this was 90s like budget movie animation.
Like 90s animation is like just my favorite looking thing ever. Yeah. And you already know how much we love Ninja Scroll. We talk about it all the time.
Yep.
Not usually my thing, but I went with Weathering with You. This movie is beautiful. I'm a big fan of Makoto Shinkai. He just had a movie come out.
I can't wait to see that shit.
I need to go see it, but I mean Suzume, yeah. Yep. But this guy Makoto Shinkai's work is.
Now look, I'm not gonna call him the GOAT because Miyazaki's still with us, and actually, did he recently pass away? I think he might have.
I don't think so. I think he's still alive.
Okay, I hope I didn't just kill him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Miyazaki's still the man, but dog, the heir apparent is absolutely Makoto Shinkai.
No, absolutely. This guy's I mean, Your Name, Weathering with You, he's got this new movie coming out. Like this his work is, like I said, like not usually my thing. Like these aren't the type of thing, but like I've seen all his movies because they just look so.
For my personal preference,
beautiful.
This guy is the greatest animator ever. Like his shit is just incredible.
It's incredible, man. Like these are some amazing movies,
Bro, he's even done some commercials for like Japanese construction companies that look fucking incredible, bro. Like when he was first coming up,
know that. Yeah.
Dog, they look so good, man. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, this guy is very, very, very.
I recommend watching some of his old stuff too, like 5 centimeters and
5 centimeters. That sounds. What is that?
It's another Makoto. I mean, they're all kind of like feelsy, sort of feel good joints.
Do you know this about?
That I can't remember. It's about like it's something to do with like a map and how like 2 children that like are. The separation between their houses on the map is like 5 centimeters or some shit like that. I can't really remember, but it looks incredible and I loved it. And I love Makoto Shinkai, my guy.
Right. Boom. And that's it, man. That is my movies about you. You guys post your stuff in the Discord, man. Hey, man, the tournament.
Yeah, bro. Let's go ahead and recap the tournament right quick.
We
get out of here.
The Final Four is upon us.
Yes, sir.
Let's recap this Elite 8 real quick. And we will get the Final Four, man. It's here.
Yep.
We did have a fire main event.
Man, it was so good
last week.
So we'll get to that one last. So as I'm pulling this up, we actually, so I think we decided we wanted to do the video game one next. But I think that's going to be really tough to narrow down the field.
Yeah. So
we want to keep it to 32. I think we might need to do some work as a group, as like a SwordCast group, to figure out who we want to be in this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Or like things that would keep other characters out.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to do protagonists only? Are we going to do only human characters? Are we gonna, no fighting game characters? I think that would be a good start.
I would say so. My first draft of it would be human-ish characters, right? Okay. Like not Sonic, and not Mario either because he's. I don't, because if you have Mario, you can't not have Sonic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like human-ish. Like main characters from like solo adventure games. Mm-hmm. I feel like that would be a good place to start.
A good place to start at.
Yeah. And then we'll see what we need to change after that. Or we'll have to do like 17 tournaments if we don't get this shit right. So all right, so let's recap the tournament. So we had actually a much closer match than we thought. Naniska really took the fight to James Bond, bro.
Bruh,
really took the fight to that
nigga.
One. So James Bond moves on.
His tech took over.
He did.
He got on the watch. He pulled up. He had the car pull up with the turret guns.
He had the Walter PP7 on her ass. You know what I'm saying? She ain't had no answer for it, dog. Hey, man. So then we had Isaiah Bone versus John Wick.
And Isaiah Bone, who has just been tearing through this tournament, finally
he ran into a buzzsaw.
Ran into the Baba Yaga.
Yeah, he got put through a couple tables. And then this was an upset. Well, it wasn't an upset, but like the people's champ, bro, the people's villain,
the people's champ, man.
Yeah, Simon Phoenix
finally
caught a L to
finally got cut in half
to Beatrix Kiddo, man.
By the bride.
So the bride, and we got, man, what a hell of a second round matchup here, or Final Four matchup here out of the West branch. We got John Wick versus Beatrix Kiddo. That is a fucking banger, dog.
Wow.
And then the main event, bro, for the women, what did I call it? The women's.
Oh yeah, the women's world,
the
world
women's
championship.
world. So here's what I suggest that we do. We might need to get some. So Joe, I know we got you doing a lot of work, bro. But at your convenience,
Shout
any
out
other
to Joe, our work MVP.
Yes, sir. Any Joe or any other artist that we have. I think this league should be called the SS or the SCC, the SwordCast Clash.
Ah,
right?
Love it.
So then this was the title match for the Women's Action Heroes SCC Championship.
Love it.
And so we had Sarah Connor, the Holy Mother, against Ellen Ripley, dog. And she came to ringside in the mech suit. So you know she wasn't fucking around, dog.
Oh, let's go.
And this was a slap fest, bro.
It was a great one.
Went down to, I mean, I think Ellen had the match in control for most of the match, but Sarah Connor did not go away, and Ellen pulled it out. Won by like only 2 or 3, but she maintained her lead. So we got the new champ, the women's champ, and then we've got. And also, like, Beatrix Kiddo has something to say about that, bro. She didn't get a title shot.
She does. She didn't get a title shot.
She didn't get a title shot. So, and she feels like she might be the real champ. So, you know what I'm saying?
This is a great Final Four, man.
So the Final Four is John Wick versus Beatrix Kiddo.
Ooh!
And James Bond versus Ellen Ripley.
Shout out to James Bond making it to the Final Four, man.
The OG, bro.
I kind of had some questions about him because I think I originally had him as a 5 seed in Hero.
Nah, bro.
It was kind of like, oh, you tripping?
Nah,
like this is
OG,
one of
bro.
the most legendary film characters. Like he's got to be at least top 2.
Yeah.
And I mean, he took down the 1 seed in
bro.
his bracket. So
he's been doing this shit for 70 years, bro. I mean, this is Ric Flair right now.
like Bond, he beat and the girls. he beat Jason Bourne, man. So Bond is in the Final Four. This is a good Final Four.
Look at this run that
crown the champ.
The run that Simon Phoenix had. I'm trying to see who had the craziest.
Insane. It was him. He was out here.
He beat, bro. Look at his path to finally losing. This nigga beat the shit out of the transporter, out of Frank Martin, and then he destroys Rambo, dog.
Rambo. Simon Phoenix killed Rambo. It wasn't even close.
That nigga,
dog. And he's like what, a 6 seed?
He is a 6 seed,
and he killed the transporter, who was a 3.
Yes.
Then he smashes Rambo, who is a 2.
And he finally gets cut down by Beatrix Kiddo, who's a 1.
Ridiculous.
Naniska had a nice run too.
She had a lot of blowouts too.
Yeah, she beat the shit out of Harry Tasker. she put Colombiana to bed.
Oh man.
And then she took all the rest of them are pretty dominant. I think Bond destroyed Max. Really, Bond really humbled Jason Bourne, bro.
Yeah, that's the one match where I was like super surprised because I voted for Jason Bourne and I thought Jason Bourne was gonna win that one, and he got destroyed.
For a 1 seed though, Ellen Ripley has really had to fight hard. She beat Deckard Shaw, but it was kind of close for some reason. She barely beat Chief Inspector Lee, which I did not understand. I mean, I know we all love Rush Hour, but
Lee was out here clowning. Who did he beat? He beat somebody.
He beat Dutch.
Yeah, he beat Dutch from Predator, dog.
He kicked the shit out of Dutch. I know we love Jackie, but come on now, what are we doing?
Y'all tripping, man.
Sarah Connor had a nice run, man. She beat John McClane. She beat Maximus.
Yep. Shot him.
Yeah, right. Pull out the fucking
pull
right.
the blickety out on Maximus.
Put the stick out on that nigga. Fucking.
I sent that gif. I was like, Maximus pulls out a sword. Sarah Connor, she just kind of walking.
You know what I'm saying? Lift the boomstick on that man. Game up. KO. You know what I'm saying? And then she finally goes down to Ellen Ripley. This is fun, man. I'm enjoying this.
This has been one of the funnest things that we've done. So
video games next, and then I think we might do like action or like martial arts movies or something like that. So
facts.
There it is.
Let's go, man. Thanks for listening to episode 154. Peace.